Listen carefully, because this can change the way you see yourself from this moment on. There comes a point when a woman gets tired of shrinking, tired of doubting, tired of waiting for permission to become who she was always meant to be. Maybe that moment is today. Maybe you have spent too much time giving your energy to people who never valued it, your love to people who never protected it, and your effort to places that never truly deserved it. But not anymore. In the next few minutes, we are going to walk through 7 powerful rules that strong, wise women live by. And if you stay with me until the end, you will not only hear motivation, you will feel a shift. You will start to see your value more clearly, protect your peace more fiercely, and move through life with a stronger mind and a steadier heart. This is not about being perfect. It is not about being fearless every second. It is about becoming the kind of woman who knows who she is, knows what she deserves, and no longer apologizes for taking up space. So take a deep breath, stay locked in, and let these words reach the part of you that is ready to rise. Because once you truly understand your power, it becomes very hard for the world to make you feel small again. A smart woman knows her worth, and that truth becomes the foundation of everything else. She does not wake up every day begging for approval. She does not depend on compliments to feel whole, and she does not let criticism decide who she is. She understands that her value is not attached to a title, a relationship, a number in a bank account, or the way other people describe her. Her value comes from within. It lives in her mind, her character, her resilience, her kindness, and the way she keeps going even after hard seasons try to break her. The world may try to label women in small ways. It may ask them to be quiet, easy, agreeable, and useful to everyone except themselves. But a strong woman refuses to live in a box built by other people's expectations. She understands that she is more than a role, more than an image, more than a list of duties. If you truly know your worth, you stop chasing people who only notice you when they need something. You stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You stop settling for half love, half respect, and half effort. And let this sink in, because this part matters more than most people realize. The moment you believe that you are enough, you begin to make choices that reflect it. Stay with me, because the next rule connects directly to the life you are building every single day. A wise woman protects her time because she knows time is life in visible form. Money can return. Opportunities can come again. Even lost confidence can be rebuilt. But time leaves once and it never turns around. That is why an intelligent woman becomes careful with where her hours go, who gets her attention, and what deserves her energy. She does not hand out her day to every demand, every distraction, every phone call, every pointless argument, or every habit that steals her future one piece at a time. She learns the power of no. No is not rudeness. No is not selfishness. No is often self-respect. Every time you say yes to what drains you, you are often saying no to what could grow you. Think about that. Every hour spent proving yourself to people who already decided not to see your value is an hour taken from your healing, your growth, your peace, your dream, your next level. A strong woman becomes intentional. She makes room for work that matters, rest that restores, and choices that move her forward. She still loves people. She still helps when it is right. But she no longer lives as if everyone else's needs are more important than her own purpose. And here is a truth many people learn too late. If you do not decide how your time will be used, someone else will decide for you. Keep listening, because the next rule is what keeps a woman from staying stuck in the same life year after year. A strong mind never stops learning. A smart woman understands that growth is not a season, it is a lifestyle. She keeps learning because life keeps changing. She reads. She listens. She studies people. She reflects on her mistakes. She asks better questions. She is willing to look at herself honestly and admit where she needs to improve. That is real strength, not pretending to know everything but staying open enough to become better. Learning does not only happen in classrooms or books. It happens in heartbreak. It happens in failure. It happens in new rooms where you feel slightly uncomfortable and have to rise to meet a bigger version of yourself. Some women stay trapped because they stop growing the moment life becomes familiar. But a wise woman knows comfort can quietly become a cage. So she stretches her mind, she learns new skills, She sharpens her voice. She improves her habits. She does not just collect information for the sake of sounding smart. She applies what she learns. She makes moves. She tests ideas. She changes patterns. She becomes proof that knowledge matters most when it becomes action. If you want a different future, you cannot keep thinking the same way, reacting the same way, and avoiding every challenge that asks you to evolve. Watch this closely, because the women who keep rising are rarely the women who know the most. They are the women who keep learning, keep adjusting, and keep moving. And that leads us to something that can either speed up your growth or quietly destroy it. The people around you matter more than many realize. A smart woman pays close attention to the energy she lives inside. She knows that the people she spends the most time with will influence her thinking, her standards, her habits, her confidence, and even the size of her dreams. If she is surrounded by negativity, gossip, jealousy, laziness, or emotional chaos, it becomes harder to hear her own vision clearly. But when she is around people who are honest, disciplined, hopeful, brave, and supportive, something powerful happens. She starts to rise naturally. She starts to believe bigger things are possible. She starts to walk differently because she is no longer carrying the weight of people who secretly want her to stay small. This is why wise women learn to release relationships that no longer fit the life they are trying to build. Not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people are part of a chapter, not the whole story. And yes, letting go can hurt. Outgrowing people can feel lonely. But keeping the wrong people close can cost even more. It can cost peace. It can cost confidence. It can cost years. So choose your circle with care. Choose people who celebrate your growth instead of competing with it. Choose people who tell you the truth with love. Choose people who clap when you win and stand beside you when life gets hard. Do not click away here, because the next part is where many strong women secretly struggle, even when they look fine on the outside. A strong woman takes care of herself before the world forces her to stop. She understands that self-care is not weakness, and it is not something extra to do only after everything else is finished. It is necessary. It is part of staying clear, steady, healthy, and emotionally strong. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot keep showing up at your best while ignoring your body, silencing your emotions, and pushing yourself past every limit like rest is something you have not earned yet. A wise woman feeds herself well. She respects sleep. She moves her body. She protects her mental peace. She gives herself quiet moments to think, breathe, reset, and come back to herself. She knows that looking okay is not the same as being okay, so she checks in with her own heart. She pays attention to the stress she carries, the sadness she hides, the pressure she normalizes, and the exhaustion she keeps calling strength. Real self-care is also emotional. It means stepping away from what constantly drains you. It means not answering every message right away. It means choosing peace over performance. It means allowing yourself to pause without guilt. And remember this line because it is one many people need to hear. Rest is not a reward for burnout, it is part of wisdom. The stronger you want to be, the more honest you must become about what keeps you healthy. Stay with me, because the next rule is what separates women who give up after pain from women who become even more powerful because of it. A wise woman does not let failure convince her to stop. She knows that failure is painful, but it is also a teacher. Every setback carries a lesson. Every closed door builds strength if you let it. Every hard season reveals something about your character, your habits, your faith, and your ability to begin again. Too many people think strong women never fall apart, never doubt themselves, never make mistakes. That is not true. Strong women feel disappointment deeply. They cry. They question. They get tired. But they do not build a home inside defeat. They rise. They take what the moment taught them and move forward with sharper vision. Failure does not mean you are not good enough. It does not mean your dream was foolish. It does not mean the future is closed. Sometimes it simply means you are learning how to carry more, how to lead better, how to trust deeper, and how to keep going when the easy path disappears. The road to a meaningful life is rarely smooth. It bends, it breaks, it confuses, it delays. But none of that has the power to stop a woman who refuses to quit on herself. If you are in a hard chapter right now, hear this clearly. one bad moment is not your identity. One mistake is not your whole story. One loss is not the end of your purpose. And if this message is reaching you at the right time, keep going, because the next rule may be the one your heart has been trying to remind you of all along. A smart woman learns to trust her inner voice. In a loud world full of opinions, pressure, trends, and noise, this is not easy. People will tell you what to do, what to chase, what to accept, who to become, and how long to wait before choosing yourself. But deep inside, there is a quiet knowing that often sees the truth before the mind can fully explain it. A wise woman respects that inner signal. She notices when something feels wrong, even if it looks good from the outside. She notices when a room changes her energy, when a person's words do not match their spirit, when a path no longer feels true, and when a new direction is calling her forward. Trusting yourself does not mean you will always feel certain. It means you stop betraying what you know in order to keep other people comfortable. It means you stop ignoring red flags just because you want things to work. It means you stop silencing your instincts to appear easygoing, agreeable, or low maintenance. Your intuition is not there to confuse you. It is there to guide you, protect you, and warn you when something is misaligned. The more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. The more you ignore it, the more disconnected you feel from yourself. And that disconnection can cost you peace. This next part matters, so stay with me, because when a woman combines self-worth, discipline, growth, strong boundaries, self-care, resilience, and intuition, something incredible begins to happen in her life. She stops living by accident and starts living on purpose. She becomes harder to manipulate because she knows her value. She becomes harder to distract because she respects her time. She becomes harder to discourage because she keeps learning. She becomes harder to drain because she chooses better people. She becomes harder to break because she knows how to restore herself. She becomes harder to defeat because failure no longer scares her. And she becomes harder to control because she has learned to trust herself. This is what real power looks like. Not loud arrogance, not constant performance, not pretending to have no wounds. Real power is quiet confidence. It is emotional clarity. It is discipline with grace. It is a woman who can walk into a room without needing attention and still carry undeniable presence because she knows who she is. And let me add this, because many need to hear it. Strength does not mean becoming cold. You do not have to stop being kind. You do not have to stop being loving. You do not have to stop feeling deeply. You simply stop allowing those beautiful parts of you to be used against you. You become softer with yourself and wiser with others. You stop confusing tolerance with love. You stop confusing overgiving with goodness. You stop confusing silence with peace. If this is speaking to you, keep watching, because now we go deeper into the truth that changes everything for a woman the moment she fully accepts it. Your worth is not something you earn after you prove yourself. It is not something handed to you by success, beauty, applause, or approval. It is already yours. That is why constantly chasing validation leaves so many women exhausted. They keep trying to be more useful, more pleasing, more impressive, more available, more everything, hoping someone will finally say, "Now you are enough." But enoughness does not arrive from outside. It starts inside. The moment you stop asking the world to confirm what your soul already knows, your life begins to shift. You walk away from places that only celebrate your sacrifice. You stop shrinking to fit insecure people. You stop over-explaining boundaries that are healthy and necessary. You stop apologizing for standards that protect your peace. This is not selfish. This is maturity. This is self-respect. And yes, there will be people who do not like the new version of you, especially if they benefited from the old one. Let them be uncomfortable. Growth will always disturb people who preferred your silence. A woman who knows her worth is not rude. She is rooted. She is not difficult. She is clear. She is not too much. She is finally no longer too little for herself. And once you become rooted in your value, another powerful change happens. You begin to invest in yourself like your future truly matters, because now you understand that it does. Investing in yourself changes the direction of your life. A wise woman does not wait for someone else to rescue her confidence, build her future, or create opportunities she can create with courage and effort. She begins with what she has. She gives time to her growth. She develops her skills. She protects space for healing. She spends energy on things that strengthen her mind and widen her future. She learns that becoming the best version of herself is not selfish at all. It is one of the most generous things she can do, because when she becomes healthier, wiser, and more grounded, everyone around her benefits from that strength. But first, she must choose herself. Not in a careless way, not in a cruel way, in a responsible way. She understands that always putting herself last does not make her noble. It makes her empty, and emptiness has a cost. So she starts honoring her dreams. She starts building routines that support her. She starts speaking to herself with more respect. She starts treating her potential like something valuable instead of something she will get to later. Later is where too many dreams go to die. That is why this message matters now. Not someday. Not when life becomes easy. Not when everyone finally understands you. Now, because the life you want is shaped by the choices you repeat, and the woman you become is built in the moments when nobody is clapping. Keep listening, because there is one more deep truth many women need to hear when doubt tries to return. There will still be hard days. There will still be mornings when you feel uncertain, seasons when you question yourself, and moments when old fears try to speak louder than the truth you are learning now. That does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. Knowing your worth does not remove every doubt. It teaches you how to answer doubt when it shows up. It reminds you that your current struggle is not your final identity. It reminds you that pain can visit without becoming your permanent address. It reminds you that confidence is not always loud. Sometimes confidence is simply choosing not to quit. Sometimes confidence is getting up again. Sometimes confidence is resting instead of forcing. Sometimes confidence is saying, "This is hard, but I am still here." A strong woman keeps returning to herself. She keeps remembering what she has survived. She keeps honoring how far she has come. She becomes patient with her own process. She stops demanding perfection from a soul that is still growing. And in doing so, she becomes not just stronger, but freer. Because freedom begins when you stop measuring your value by temporary outcomes. One rejection cannot erase you. One delay cannot define you. One season of confusion cannot cancel your future. So if life has been heavy lately, let this land gently but firmly. You are still becoming. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. And the final truth brings all of this together in the strongest possible way. When a woman truly embraces these rules, she changes from the inside out. She sees herself differently, and because of that, she chooses differently. She speaks with more care, but also with more courage. She gives love, but she no longer abandons herself while doing it. She serves, but she does not disappear. She dreams and then she acts. She protects her peace like it matters because it does. She stops waiting for a perfect moment and starts using the moment she has. That is where real change begins. Not in fantasy, in decision, in discipline, in daily choices. So remember the rules. Know your worth. Guard your time. Keep learning. Choose your circle wisely. Take care of yourself. Use failure as fuel. Trust your inner voice. And let me leave you with this before you go. The life you want is not only for other people. Peace is not only for other people. Confidence is not only for other people. Joy is not only for other people. You are worthy of a strong life, a clear mind, healthy love, meaningful work, and a future that reflects the power already living inside you. So stand taller, think deeper, choose better, walk forward with intention. And when the world tests you, as it sometimes will, do not forget who you are. You are capable. You are resilient. You are valuable. You are rising. And this may be the moment everything starts to change, because now you remember what was true all along.